Here's how you can buy a rental property in less than 30 days. Now, first things first, a lot of this is going to depend on like where you are right now in your journey. But let's just follow along. I want you to write down the steps, and whatever you've already done, you can just skip that part. But if you haven't done it, then I need you to take care of it. So first things first, I need you to have a perfect, not perfect, but a really, really good credit score. All right, if your credit score is not over 700, I need you to work on that ASAP. We have people on our team that can literally help you out with that, but we can get to that in another video. But I need your credit to be over 700 at least. Now, I also need no late payments on there. I need no late payments, and I also don't want a crap ton of inquiries. I need the inquiries to be literally under 2 on each agency. So Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, you should not have over 2 inquiries on each of those. Now, once you have that, next is the business. Okay, you need to have a business. It needs to be properly structured. If your credit is good and you have a business that's properly set up, the next phase is business funding, because a lot of times the way we get these properties is by using OPM, and that stands for other people's money. So these banks, you have to think about our economy for a second. The value of money does what? It's continuing to drop, right? It just goes like this. So what do banks do? Do banks buy real estate? No, they can't. Could you imagine if the banks could buy real estate, we couldn't buy anything. So banks can buy and sell what though? Money, right? So they need to give you the money at a cost. So we're going to use business credit so the banks can supply us the funds, and we don't mind paying that interest because we're going to use those funds to make a hell of a lot more interest than what we have to pay them. So it's a partnership. I want you to think the banks as partners. Think of the banks as partners from now on. So they need to give you the money anyway in order to stay afloat. So you go ahead and you get your credit right. You get your business that's properly structured. And yes, if you don't have good credit, we can start working on your business profile and everything to where you can still get funded even with bad credit. We can use your EIN. That is another route. But the quickest route is going to be to work on your personal credit, and you're probably going to get a lot more money fast. You get that done, you get that business that's properly structured, and then now you have the OPM. If you don't have OPM, there are a lot of other things you can do to get money. I don't want you to think that you're out of luck, because we have private money. You may have somebody right next to you that can literally partner up with you, and you can start doing deals. All right. So once we have those basic foundational things met, now comes investing. So it's simply a three-tier system. It's credit, business, and then investing. It's that easy. Credit, business, and investing. A lot of times people make it a lot harder than what it is. So when it comes to investing, there are hundreds of ways that we can get properties. The cheapest thing that you can do is go to a tax sale auction, right? You can take that money that you now have and you can go to a tax sale auction, or you can use our tax sale to wholesale method, where we're getting the properties under contract and selling them to end buyers before the auction ever even happens, and we don't even need any of our own money. So that business credit I just showed you how to get, guess what? You get to keep it and just continue to make wholesale assignment fees. Now this is very realistic because most of the people on my team are doing at like close to 6 figures, or if not 6 figures every month. All right, that's every month, not even a year. That's every month. So this is very, very realistic if you follow the steps and you understand that there's a blueprint, and you need to go ahead and probably get a mentor to help you out so you can speed up your success. You have the money. Now let's talk about how you're going to find those properties. So the first one I gave you was the tax sale list. You can go to your county clerk of court, figure out if they do tax liens, tax deeds, redemption deeds, whatnot. If you can't find it on the website, call them up and ask them. The next thing that you can do, super simple. How many of you have social media? You can go on Facebook, for crying out loud. You can go to Facebook Marketplace. There are tons of people selling their property. You can go on Zillow. There's a bunch of people selling their properties. And there's for sale by owners. So a lot of times you think that you can't afford these properties, but that's a misconception. While you're looking for these properties, the same way I told you about the private money, you also should be building relationships, because your network is really what's going to help you speed this up. Who do you want on your team? Well, minus the realtors and everything, property managers, you need lenders. All right, you need lenders. That's another form of OPM that we can use. The lender will front the cost for most of this stuff. All right, typically lenders will give you up to 75% of the loan, and you only have to come up with the other 25%, right? Now that's give or take, because there's some lenders out there that literally only require us to put 5% down. So can you imagine how relationships are everything, like how you can really speed up your success by being in the right rooms? So all you need is a little bit of a down payment, and you can go ahead and make this happen. Best way to do it is use your own money, right? That's why I like you to have your own business credit card, so you don't have to go ask anybody for any money. But if you don't have that, then we can do a partnership. All right. I frown upon newbies getting into partnerships so quickly because they don't really fully understand the real estate process. They don't understand contracts and everything. So I'd rather you just get a business credit card and go ahead and make sure that you're with the right mentor and start trying to do this. And you keep most of the money. You don't have to split it with anybody. You can do it yourself, then go ahead and do it yourself, but have the guidance at least, right? Have the guidance. You don't have to start out taking other people's money, especially if you've never managed money before. If you've never managed a project, I don't want you out there with a bad reputation from your first deal when you're just trying to get started. You have all this game. You went ahead, you got your credit, you got your business, you got your investing now because you have the business credit. You're going into the tax deeds, you're looking at Facebook. You can also literally post on social media. There's other wholesalers out there that can provide deals to you. Now, if you live in an area that is too expensive, if you live somewhere like New York, you live in Miami, those are low cap rate markets, which means the purchase prices are very, very high, right? You are going to want to invest elsewhere. All right, that's the biggest tip that I can give you is don't think that you have to invest where you live. There's a lot more opportunity in other cities. A lot more opportunity. So to give you an example, I have a duplex that I purchased in Pennsylvania literally for only $500. All right, in Pennsylvania. It was a crazy deal that we did, but it was a seller finance deal. I didn't have to give him a down payment. I literally just started paying him $500 a month, seller finance deal. This duplex brings me in $2,000 a month. So I pay him 500, who's the owner, because the seller basically turned into the bank for me. It's a seller finance deal. Pay him $500, and I pay my property manager only 10%. After that, I keep the rest of the money. All right, I'm keeping the rest of the money. Now I do have to account for taxes and insurance and everything, but that's really not that high. I literally net about $1,300, $1,400 a month from this deal, which is awesome. To say that I only had to spend $500 to get the deal. So you can do things like this as well. I want you to look for the markets that maybe aren't so big yet, and really you can just look outside of major cities. So for example, if you live in Orlando, maybe you invest in the surrounding cities where people will still just live there and commute to Orlando if they work in Orlando. So that's what I want you to do. They should have to, if you say a city, like people should know what you're talking about. Those are typically the best cities. Like you have to live in that area to know what city that we just said. If you can do that and find, markets that are about to blow up or maybe early gentrification, that's where you're going to get your deals for a lot more affordable price. But you will still have that cash flow and still have that appreciation opportunity. So I know I said a lot of stuff in this video, and some of you are like, "Holy crap, where do I start?" If you've been really like dreaming and just wanting to get into real estate, like something in your mind is like, I gotta buy houses, like I gotta get started with this, then comment mentor. That's all you have to do is comment mentor. Myself or my team, we're gonna get back to you and we're gonna get you on a phone call. And on this phone call, you have to understand we are literally going to ask you questions to figure out where you are, and we're going to guide you in the right direction that you need to be going in. That's super important. If no one ever tells you what to do and how to get there, you're going to continue to be lost and you're going to listen to this person, this person, this person, this person, and you're ultimately going to just get analysis paralysis. You're not going to know what to do. So it's super important to get on a phone call with one coach at a time to tell you, hey, do this, and then do that. That's going to make you $10,000. This is going to make you $30,000. Don't do this though, because right now, this market sucks, right? We're saving you money as well. So that's super important. So comment mentor, and we're going to get to you right away.